Okay, my shelves are going to change so much during this. Hello everybody, my name is Kelsey and we're about to get very, very nerdy with my entire owned TBR. So I did a video just like this at the beginning of last year, so I'll leave that linked above or down below if you'd like to see it. This is definitely one that a lot of people here on BookTube do almost annually. I know Becca in the Books does this every single year because it's part of her TBR game, and I'm very curious if I want to do the same thing where I make this part of my TBR game, but I thought it would just be fun to see how I did, because in 2020 I bought a lot of books, but I also read a lot of books, so we'll see how my number's gonna go. I have no idea what it's gonna be. I'll leave a count on the bottom of the screen so that you can kind of see how we're doing. But last year, I think, if I remember correctly, it was about 270 something of my unread TBR. I suspect it'll be pretty close to the same. I'm guessing it'll be around 300. But yeah, I have no order to the books that I'm going to show you except for they're kind of genred because that's how I have them on my shelf. The books I have on my February TBR that I haven't read yet, I'm not going to show you because I'm planning on reading those in February. But yeah, I feel like this isn't a large introduction. Let's go through all of the books, shall we? Starting off with fantasy, I have Ashante by Gita Trelease. How the King of Elfheim Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. A Deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova. In an Absent Dream, Come Tumbling Down and Across the Green Grass Fields by Shannon Maguire. Queen of Coin and Whispers by Helen Corcoran. Crier's War by Nina Varela. The Kingdom of Beck by Marie Lu. Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. When Beauty Sleeps by Elizabeth Blackwell. Dawn of the Dreadfuls and Dreadfully Ever After by Stephen Hawksmith. Wicked, Son of a Witch, A Line Among Men, Out of Oz, and Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister by Gregory Maguire. The Two Towers and the Return of the King by J.R.R. Tolkien. The Starless Sea by Aaron Morgenstern. Uprooted by Naomi Novik. Worlds of Ink and Shadow by Lena Coakley. Stars of Fortune, Bay of Sighs, and Island of Glass by Nora Roberts. The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. The Antidote by Shelley Sakier. All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace. Scavenge the Stars by Tara Sim. Warrior of the Wild by Trisha Levenseller. The Camelot Betrayal by Kirsten White. Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. We Hunt the Flame by Haifsa Fazil. Crown of Feathers by Nikki Powell Preto. Ace of Shades by Amanda Foodie. Girls Made of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nian. Once and Future by Amy Rose Capetta and Corey McCarthy. The Kingdom by Jess Rothenberg. Eve of Man by Giovanna and Tom Fletcher. We All Looked Up by Tommy Wallach. Cinder, Scarlet, and Cress by Marissa Meyer. The Crystal Cave by Mary Stewart. The Ladies of Grace Adieu by Susanna Clark. Poison, Charm, and Beauty by Sarah Pinborough. A Whole New World and As Old as Time by Liz Braswell. Of Fire and Stars by Audrey Colthurst. The Lace Reader by Bernonia Berry. Queen of the Tearling, Invasion of the Tearling, and The Fate of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. The Crown's Game and The Crown's Fate by Evelyn Skye. Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. The Cold in Her Bones by Peternet Van Arsdale. Confessions of a Jane Austen Addict and Rude Awakenings of a Jane Austen Addict by Lori Vera Rigler. A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. Starting out sci-fi, we have Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Soul of Stars by Ashley Poston. Waking Gods and Only Human by Sylvain Nouvelle. The Stars We Steal by Alexa Dawn. The Similars by Rebecca Hanover. The XY by Virginia Bergen. The Grace Year by Kim Lidgett. Starting off my historical fiction, we have Mr. and Mrs. Fitzwilliam Darcy by Sharon Lathan. Mr. Darcy Takes a Wife by Linda Birdall. A Mad Wicked Folly by Sharon Biggs Waller. The Lost Memories of Jane Austen by Sri James. Lost in Austen by Emma Campbell Webster. A Poisoned Season by Tasha Alexander. The Little Paris Bookshop by Nina George. Victoria by Daisy Goodwin. Jane Steele by Lindsay Fay. The Sister Queens by Sophie Pernaut. Eve by William Paul Young. The Royal Nanny by Karen Harper. The Kitchen House by Kathleen Grissom. Ghost at a Watchman by Harper Lee. Juliet by Anna Fortier. Suitors and Sabotage by Cindy Anstey. To Have and to Hoax by Martha Waters. The Witches of St. Petersburg by Imogen Edwards Jones. The Lady Elizabeth by Alison Weir. Three Sisters, Three Queens. The Other Boleyn Girl. The Boleyn Inheritance, The Taming of the Queen, The Virgin's Lover, The Last Tudor, and The Other Queen by Philippa Gregory. Lovely War by Julie Berry. Romanoff by Nadine Brands. The Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee. An Assassin's Guide to Love and Treason by Virginia Boker. The 48 by Donna Hose. The Wedding Bargain by Victoria Alexander. First Comes Marriage by Mary Below. A Wicked Gentleman by Jane Feather. A Rogue of My Own, The Devil Who Tamed Her, and Man of My Dreams by Joanna Lindsay. Bridgerton, The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. No Dark Place by Joan Wolfe. Dragonfly in Winter, Voyager, Drums of Autumn, The Fiery Cross, A Breath of Snow and Ashes, An Echo in the Bone, and Written in My Own Heart's Blood by Diana Gabaldon. Starting out my contemporary is A Duke by Default and A Prince on Paper by Lissa Cole. My So-Called Bollywood Life by Nisha Sharoma. There's Something About Sweetie, 10 Things I Hate About Pinky, and From Twinkle with Love by Sandhya Menon. Love at First Like by Hannah Ornstein. The Bride Test by Helen Huang. The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory. Beach Read by Emily Henry. Get a Life Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. The Forgotten Book by Mechthild Glacier? Mary B. by Catherine J. Chin. The Jane Austen Marriage Manual by Kim Izzo. Pride and Prejudice and Other Flavors by Sonalia Dev. Jane in Love by Rachel Givney. Meet Cute by multiple authors. Every Moment After by Joseph Maldover. 4321 by Courtney Stevens. Lifestyles of Gods and Monsters by Emily Robertson. Yes, No, Maybe So by Becky Albertelli and Aisha Saeed. Everything, Everything by Nicola Yoon. I Believe in a Thing Called Love by Maureen Gu. Leaving Time by Jodi Picoult. Dear Evan Hansen by Val Emmett, Stephen Levinson, Benji Pasek, and Justin Paul. I Was Here by Gail Foreman. Vision in White, Bed of Roses, Savor the Moment, and Happily Ever After by Nora Roberts. Forever by Judy Bloom. My Name is Lucy Barton by Elizabeth Stout. Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. My Not So Perfect Life by Sophie Kinsella. Frankly in Love by David Yoon. The Black Coats by Colleen Oakes. Love a la Mode by Stephanie Kate Strom. Royals by Rachel Hawkins. Literally by Lucy Keating. The Love Interest by Cale Dietrich. Juliet Takes a Breath by Gabby Rivera. I Want to Be Where You Are by Christina Forrest. Slay by Brittany Morris. Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett. Smash It by Francina Simone. The Black Kids by Christina Hammonds Reed. Black Enough by multiple authors, but edited by E.B. Zaboy. Intercepted by Alexa Martin. The Language of Flowers by Vanessa Diffenbaugh. Starting out our mystery-ish section is The Phantom of Pemberley by Regina Jeffers. The Lion Game by Ruth Ware. The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. You Owe Me a Murder by Eileen Cook. Lady Jane Disappears by Joanna Davidson Politano. The Secret Keeper by Kate Morton. Somebody I Used to Know by David Bell. Defending Jacob by William Landy. The Au Pair by Emma Rouse. The Mysterious Death of Miss Jane Austen by Lindsay Ashford. Heatwave by Richard Castle. Starting off the classics, we have The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Time Quake by Kurt Vonnegut. Nancy Drew and the Secret of the Old Clock. The Hidden Staircase. The Mystery at Lilac Inn. The Message in the Hollow Oak. The Mystery of the Ivory Charm, The Clue of the Tapping Heels, The Secret in the Old Attic, The Mystery of the Tolling Bell, The Secret of the Wooden Lady, The Hidden Window Mystery, The Haunted Showboat, The Secret of the Golden Pavilion, The Mystery of the Fire Dragon, and The Password to Larkshore Lane by Catherine Keene. Far from the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy. Summer by Edith Wharton. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court by Mark Twain. The Old Curiosity Shop by Charles Dickens. King and Joker by Peter Dickinson. I actually don't know if this is a classic or not. The Prince and the Pauper by Mark Twain. Starting off the middle grade with a classic, and that is Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. Peter and the Secret of Rundoon, Peter and the Sword of Mercy, and The Bridge to Neverland by Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson. Love Like Sky by Leslie C. Youngblood. Risked, Revealed, Redeemed, and The Strangers by Margaret Patterson Haddix. Song for a Whale by Lynn Kelly. Other Words for Home by Jasmine Warga. Willa of the Wood by Robert Betty. A Sprinkle of Sorcery by Michelle Harrison. The Miraculous by Jess Redman. Behind the Canvas by Alexander Vance. Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky by Kwame Mbala. Starting out my manga and graphic novel collection, we have Emma Volume 2 by Kuromi Moru. My Husband's Brother Volume 1 and Volume 2 by Jingora Tagame. Volumes 1, 2, and 3 of March by John Lewis, Andrew Aiden, and Nate Powell. For my poetry collection, I have Goddess of the Hunt by Shelby Eileen, Ballistics by Billy Collins, and Aphrodite Made Me Do It by Trista Matter. And starting out the last section of the non-fiction section is Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. You're Already Amazing by Holly Girth. Half-Brewed Life by Nicole Johnson. Unafraid by Adam Hamilton. A Book of Norse Mythology. How to Be an Anti-Racist by Ibram X. Kendi. Sisters by Jean H. Baker. Good Morning, Good Night by Lin-Manuel Miranda, illustrated by Johnny Sun. Brain on Fire by Susanna Cahalan. Black Man, White House, An Oral History of the Obama Years by D.L. Hewley. The Real Jane Austen, A Life in Small Things by Paula Byrne. The Answer Is by Alex Trebek. A Little Bit Wicked by Kristen Chenoweth. Shortest Way Home by Pete Buttigieg. Night, Dawn, and Day by Elie Wiesel. Love and Louis XIV by Antonia Fraser. Lady Almina and the Real Downton Abbey by Lady Fiona Carnarvon. The Best of Miranda by Miranda Hart. Bygone Badass Broads by Mackenzie Lee. To Marry an English Lord by Gail McGall and Carol MacDonald Wallace. Henry VIII by Alison Weir. Jane Austen, Her Life in Letters by William Austen Lee and Richard Arthur Austen Lee. And finally, Daughters of the Winter Queen by Nancy Goldstone. I have absolutely no idea how many I just showed you. There's my number. Did I do better than last year? Editing Kelsey will know. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you have read any of the books that I have mentioned today, please let me know why I should bump it to the top of my list. I'd love to know what some of your favorites are that were just so good that I just need to bump up to the top, and I will do that. But if you did like this video, and I very much hope that you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you want to be part of this awesome growing family. I've also got all my social media down there if you want to follow along on any of those, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!